before silence fell on Ban Na Noi, before fear crept in like mist through jungle trees, there was her. A young Hmong woman rides alone, poised, alert, her dress flowing as her horse moves through the heart of the land. She is not Seng, but she is the first to feel the change, the first to look back, and sense what's missing. Her name will be lost in what follows, but this ride is the village's last moment of peace. The emerald deception begins.
The dust of the long road settled behind Seng as he stepped back into Ban Na Noi. Years of conflict had etched themselves onto his soul, leaving a deep yearning for the quiet solace of home. He sought only peace, a respite from the echoes of a secret war. But the village was not as he remembered. An unsettling quiet hung in the air, a palpable tension that tightened his chest. Children, once boisterous, moved with a muted caution, their laughter stifled. Elders, usually quick with a greeting, offered only silent, wary glances. A pervasive dread had settled over Ban Na Noi, a chilling presence that spoke of unspoken fears. This was not the sanctuary he had envisioned. He found Noi by the river, her familiar face a beacon in the encroaching gloom. Their reunion was bittersweet, tinged with an unspoken sorrow. Her eyes, once bright with youthful dreams, now held a profound weariness. Noi's voice was a hushed whisper, a stark warning. She spoke of angry spirits, of a darkness that had descended upon their home. The village, she insisted, was no longer safe. Seng, a veteran of brutal realities, initially dismissed her words as local superstition. Yet, the genuine fear in Noi's eyes, a terror he recognized from the battlefield, unsettled him to his core. This was a different kind of enemy, one he did not understand. Seng tried to rationalize the strange occurrences, attributing them to the lingering trauma of war. But the phenomena defied logic, pushing the boundaries of his hardened skepticism. The jungle, once a familiar comfort, now held an eerie glow. Ethereal lights danced in the distant canopy, shifting and swirling with an unnatural grace. On the wind, carried from unseen sources, came synthesized whispers, a chilling, disembodied chorus that spoke no discernible language. Villagers reported terrifying visions, fleeting glimpses of glowing figures that moved with impossible speed. Objects within homes would inexplicably shift, causing unsettling displacements that left residents bewildered and afraid. After dusk, Ban Na Noi transformed. Doors were locked, windows shuttered, and the only sounds were hushed prayers echoing from within the darkened huts. The village had become a place of profound fear, a community under siege by an unseen force. Seng could not stand idly by. He resolved to investigate, to protect his home from this encroaching dread. He began his solitary patrols, seeking answers in the deepening mystery. He discovered precise, surgical burn marks on ancient trees, patterns that spoke of something far beyond natural phenomena. Tracking the glowing figures led him deeper into the jungle, where he encountered a disorienting, high-pitched hum that vibrated through his very bones. The spirits retreated with unnatural speed when pursued, vanishing into the dense foliage as if they were never there. Their movements defied any known creature, any human capability. Noi, with her deep knowledge of local folklore, became an invaluable ally. Together, they pieced together fragmented clues, searching for an explanation within the village's ancient stories. They found unnaturally withered plants, their leaves shriveled and blackened as if by an unseen blight. The river, once teeming with life, now carried the lifeless bodies of fish, their scales dulled and eyes vacant. These events defied traditional folklore. mocking the very notion of angry spirits. The scale and precision of the destruction hinted at something far more sinister. Shared danger and bewilderment drew Seng and Noy closer, forging a bond stronger than any they had known. The unsettling phenomena escalated into a terrifying reality. Disappearances began. First Old Man Ban, then a young mother, vanishing without a trace. The village's fear turned to outright panic. Seng and Noy, driven by a desperate urgency, tracked a shimmering apparition deep into the jungle. Its ethereal glow led them through treacherous terrain, past ancient, silent trees. They arrived at a hidden valley, shrouded in mist. There, embedded in a sheer rock face, was a perfectly circular, precisely cut entrance. It was too perfect, too deliberate to be natural. Hesitantly, they stepped inside. The air within was cold and metallic, a stark contrast to the humid jungle outside. It hummed with an unseen energy, a low thrum that resonated through the stone. They entered a vast, cavernous space, its true size obscured by the dim, artificial light. Glowing panels lined the walls, casting an eerie luminescence over metallic structures that rose like alien monoliths. Wires snaked across the ground, a complex network of artificial construction. This was no natural cave, no ancient spirit dwelling. Seng's mind reeled with the implications. This was not a spirit world. This was something artificial, something human-made. The realization hit him with the force of a physical blow. The true nature of the threat began to emerge. Deeper within the cavern, Seng and Noy found a control room. Screens flickered with complex schematics and streams of data, alien symbols scrolling across their surfaces. This was the nerve center of the deception. On a large monitor, holographic projections of the spirits they had pursued danced and shimmered. They were mere illusions, carefully crafted light and sound. From speakers embedded in the walls, the synthesized whispers they had heard on the wind now emanated, a chilling, mechanical sound. Devices were arrayed, designed to induce fear, disorientation, and terrifying hallucinations. Seng's blood ran cold. The supernatural events, the terrifying visions, the pervasive fear, it was all a sophisticated, man-made smokescreen. A calculated manipulation of belief. Beyond the control room, a massive, modern mining excavation site stretched into the darkness. Giant drills, their blades gleaming, tore into the earth with relentless efficiency. They were extracting a rare, glowing emerald green mineral, its luminescence mirroring the spirits they had seen. This was the true prize, the reason for the elaborate charade. The mineral was identified as a strategic resource, its value immeasurable. The spirits and the orchestrated fear were designed to keep the villagers away, to ensure the mining operation remained a secret. A foreign power, exploiting Laos's instability and the local beliefs, was plundering the land. The ancient curse was a lie, a convenient cover for cold, calculated greed. Seng and Noy stood face to face with human avarice, a monstrous force far more terrifying than any spirit. They realized that men, not spirits, were the true monsters. The battle for Ban Na Noi had just begun.